So Lovable is great at coding components, but it's still not that good when it comes to design. So today I'm going to show you 5 steps on how to deploy production-grade, award-winning interfaces using Lovable. Something like this, so you can see how the scroll animations come in. There's some horizontal scrolling, and this is done with some tricks that I'm going to show you in this video, and we're going to see how we can create nice websites using these tools like Lovable or any other vibe coding tools. So I've been designing websites for 8 years now, and I've learned a thing or two about the best practices and frameworks that actually drive good designs. So today I'm going to show you what works, what I know works, and show you exactly how to get these same results with these tools. So the first one is the visual reference. So as you can see, I already shared the visual reference. So this was a brand guideline. So I shared this visual reference with my first prompt to Lovable. Now I use websites like Dribble, for example, dribble.com. It's right there. It's 3 B's. So you have 3 B's. So it's dribble.com. So it's a great source that you can get some nice design inspirations from here. Whichever one you like, you can screenshot it or even take this video and share it to Lovable and tell it to reference this design specifically or exactly, or any parts of the design that you want to reference. And this is a great way to get something that looks and feels professional, or looks and feels the way you want it to look and feel. I will share with you some resources like Dribble, there's Godly website, of course awards.com, you can check that out, and I'll share with you some of those in the description below so you guys can check it out. Now of course you need to be specific in your prompt and tell Lovable that you're actually using an image as a design reference so that it follows this image, and you have to be very specific with that so that it doesn't just go with the prompt. Step number 2 is creating a design system. Now going back to this is a design system, or let's say a brand guideline, and this helps when creating websites with AI tools. Now you can go further and create a whole design system. Let's say if I go and look for a design system and let's say Dribble, and I search for something that I like, perhaps I want a design system that maybe this one, this orange one, and then I can just take a screenshot, and then we open ChatGPT, and then perhaps you can share this screenshot here. So we can share a screenshot and go like create a design system. Okay, so I asked it to create a design system out of this screenshot, and I told it to follow the image reference. This is for my web dev project. So now it's going to create a design system. Now this capability is very important if you want to scale your website. If you're building a site that's going to have many different pages later on, or you're going to scale it to, I don't know, a web app, more websites, more landing pages, you want to build a design system up front, and this can help you stay consistent with all the designs that you go through. Now, for example, see, it's doing all this design system for me from colors, typography, personality, tone, and all that. And this you can take, and of course you can go to your project settings. So Lovable allows you this. So if you go to knowledge, you can paste it here, and this way every time you prompt or every time you want to create something in Lovable, it's just going to reference back to this knowledge or instructions or design system. This is very helpful, a very useful step for creating consistent designs and nice websites. The third tip is strategic prompting. Now, of course, we need to prompt well to get good results. This requires definition. So you have to define what you want and be as clear as possible. And of course, use a framework. Now, I like the CARE frameworks, which is C-A-R-E. That is context, action, result, example. And you can include the example sometimes or not. So you can make it car sometimes. So first, you give the context, you define the role, the background, the story. Then you give it an action. So you ask it to define the output. What do I want it to do? And then I give it the result that I would like to have. So I would like to have this in a table format, or I'd like to have this in HTML, or I'd like to have this animation with GSAP. You give it some sort of, okay, well, this is what I'm looking for. Finally, include an example. This is a reference of what I'm looking for, or this is an example of what I like. And this way your prompt can be specific. The AI knows what you want. You can get better results. So remember this CARE framework. Tip number 4 is leveraging existing assets. And this is something I've used heavily here. There are many components that you can get online or from the web from different component libraries. For example, reloom.io is a very nice component library. It's more like wireframes, but you can use those components as a base for your project. You can see they have different components, navbar, and so on. And you can use something like Osmo Supply. I know this is paid, but it's a very nice library. So you can see here, I can go to any element here and I have it in code, and I can copy these codes, basically just copy paste the scripts, the HTML, and then the CSS, paste it in Lovable, and then it will create something like that. Another nice library, which is free, which is demo GSAP. So this is a very nice library, and I'll leave the link to this in the description. I've used this in this project a lot. So you can see it has nice animations or nice sections components, like this one, for example. And you can go in and just go to CodePen. Like, let's say we copy this CodePen, and I go to Lovable, and I go like, let's see how this goes. Now, while this is going, we can go ahead and move on to step number 5, which is interactions and animations. And this relates back to what we're doing here. So interactions and animations are very important and very useful when it comes to making a nice website. GSAP is one of the most used library, or one of the most favored libraries when it comes to nice website animations. You can see they have very nice animations. They have templates, and they have nice, let's say, properties that you can adjust and make nice animations like these, even SVG morphing and all that. So GSAP is very, very good, and it's free, which is great. Other sources, like, which is Framer Motion. So you go motion.dev, I think. Yeah, this is Framer Motion, another library that you can use. You can see it makes nice animations as well. Very smooth stuff. Also, you can use Lottie. So we use Lotties in Webflow. So you can go Lottie files. So if you go to Lottie files, and these are nice animations as well, some graphics, maybe some icons that you can use. So you can see there are animations like this, and you can use these and give them to Lovable to create something that you want. And don't use some flashy effects. Try to keep it professional. You don't use a lot of these flashy animations. Try to keep it professional. Try to stay consistent with your tone of voice, with your brand, with the colors that you're portraying on your website. You want to create this smooth transition, smooth scrolling effect. These micro interactions on buttons, some scroll, but not too much. Just keep it subtle. By following these workflows or these tips, you can design better websites or better systems on Lovable or any other vibe coding tools. So first, you need to plan it out, have the system, have the design system, have your prompts checked and following a certain framework. You have visual references to give to the AI, and some animations and interactions that you want to include, because it's very important. So you include these animations and interactions on the elements that you want. And of course, it's a back and forth situation, but at the end, you can always get nice results. Now, I can share with you some of the websites that I created with Lovable. You guys can check them out, learn from them. And yeah, this is great. I mean, I like making websites here. It's very fun. It's a new experience. You get the code part. You get to learn a lot. But yeah, thank you, Lovable. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.